Hello, welcome everyone to the Unboxing Podcast. This is a brand new podcast, I suppose, and we don't know what we're doing. My name is Jacob Clegg, and this is
Alex O'Connor.
Hi, Alex. How you doing?
I'm okay.
All right. We've both had a probably a long day of working on things, and we're just going to kind of mosey about here.
Don't put words in my mouth.
So we have ourselves a little intro song, and we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a shot. And here's hoping. Oh, I guess it's just going. All right.
Cut that out. Cut that out. Everybody cut.
No, here we go.
Start over.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Two dudes making a
podcast. Just another two dudes dropping a pod. In a sea of two dudes making a podcast. How will these two dudes ever survive?
Who put that jazzy chord in
It
there?
was so dumb.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like it.
All right. Well, as a first attempt, that seems to be perfectly reasonable. Yeah, somewhat of a high nervous energy, of course, coming out of anyone who just gets themselves on a microphone and expects to have an hour's worth of stuff to talk about.
My pop filter's green.
So, have you seen any good movies lately?
No.
Okay. Well, so what are you?
I did see a good movie. I saw White Tiger.
Who's in that?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know the actors of White Tiger.
well, what is it
so
about?
Very good. It is, it is the struggle of a young Indian man making his way in the world, and it's a lot of crazy stuff happens, and it's pretty good.
So was this Netflix or something?
Yeah, it's not Netflix. It was a good book. It was a good book too. That came, and then we watched the movie because it was a good book, and it's a good movie.
You watched it with your wife?
Yeah.
I watched Shazam.
You watched Shazam? Hell yeah!
I watched Shazam.
What was it like? Tell me every experience.
I wanted to love it. I wanted
okay,
to.
no, I
I
understand.
wanted to
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it so
Mhm.
bad.
I understand.
And the entirety of the movie, first I had to get a drink in me because I don't know, it's just one of those moments. And I watched the
Now,
first.
this is not the fake movie that doesn't exist,
No,
Shazam, correct?
Yeah, it's the real movie
Okay,
Shazam.
yeah.
I guess that came out last year. You know, the superhero one where the kid becomes a superhero. Yeah, and so pretty much everything great about it already happened in the trailer, or at least that's what I kind of ended up feeling. Though I watched the trailer afterwards, and I watched the first 30 minutes, and then I just stopped watching it
Oh my
and came back 2 days later.
That's a long time.
So I forgot all the bits that are
I heard it
leading
was
up.
supposed to be good, but
No,
I
it was,
didn't
but
see
it
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
It wasn't made for me.
Oh,
I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't supposed
What a
to.
surprise!
I wasn't supposed to be watching it. It was supposed to be, it was like it was kind of more of like a family affair, something like that. So
Interesting.
yeah, so me, just sitting alone watching Shazam, and having a vodka and just being like, when's this
movie going
When's
to be
this
a movie?
picking up?
When's this movie going to be made for me?
so-
like most movies are. How dare you, movie? How dare you not pander to me?
So they come to a bit, which is in the trailer. They come to a bit where he just he's like learning that he's an adult, and he goes to the convenience store there and just asks if he can have some of their finest beer, please. And that was the one moment that I actually chuckled really hard. And then I
course.
watched the rest of the movie just wondering well then what am I doing? Why am I watching Shazam?
Could I have your finest beer, please?
And they had it in the back.
Ooh.
Domestic.
Did he have the money for it?
He might have stole it.
Oh.
No, he didn't. He was a good boy throughout the whole thing. And then what was the let's see, what else did I see? I had just seen, well, whatever. So
Moving along. Nothing
That's
to see
enough
here.
about
This is gonna be a
movies.
little rough. This is our first time we've done this.
Hey,
I
don't
mean,
tell
really,
them that.
the only movie that I've seen recently that I ever want to talk about is I'm thinking of ending things. But
Yeah.
that's just
I
a great
watched-
movie. You should all watch that movie.
Which is absolutely, it is a wonderful movie. You gave me David Lynch's.
Ooh, Lost Highway.
Lost
Hell
Highway.
yeah.
You gave that to me.
Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
But I made a terrible mistake.
Oh, why?
Because I watched all of the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks and then said, I can cap it off with Lost Highway.
Ooh.
Shouldn't have done that.
No,
that was
you shouldn't have done
that was
that.
like capping off acid with more acid.
Yeah,
and just
with,
being
with
like,
extra acid.
I've
Lost
done-
Highway is
Yeah, but you're on your come down and you're going, you know what? You
Lost
know what?
Highway was not a come down.
You know what coming down off of acid really needs? More acid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hair of the dog, except it's not a hair, it's a bucket of that hair of dog.
So I couldn't even speak honestly about how I felt about it because I think it was just completely burned out.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, Lost
I'll
Highway
have to watch it again.
Yeah, Lost Highway is probably one of my closer to favorite David Lynch's, but it's also probably his roughest movie. Like, as far as, like...
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but, like, just as far as, like, the thoughts and ideas behind it and the writing of it, it's definitely... like, if you've seen Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway is almost like the teaser to that. It's like him trying out almost the same ideas. And I think I like Lost Highway more than Mulholland Drive, but Mulholland Drive is certainly a more refined, almost, similar version. But
I've seen Mulholland Drive on TV after a couple of commercial breaks when I just flipped to it and said, "What's this?"
Yeah,
it's that.
That's not a good way to watch that
and
movie.
It's clearly edited, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Not that if I started from the beginning, I would necessarily know.
No,
I'm sure that I would
kind of the point, but
I
it
would come up with some poetic idea of what the movie was about. But I think that's like you said, kind of the point there. Well, so you said you said something about Adobe Flash.
Yeah. So
what is this?
First of all, I love Flash. You love Flash? You remember them? You remember them games?
Stick figure battles. Zob
Rombi, Alien Hominid, your original Meat Boy.
Was Foamy the Squirrel?
Yeah, it was done in Flash. Absolutely, yeah.
That was done in Flash.
Yeah, I'm almost certain. Don't quote me on that. Man, I haven't.
What else was there to make
a million times?
What else was there to make things with in 2002?
Yeah, I mean, we did Flash. We got Line Rider. We got
shit.
Line Rider rules. All the fucking skiing games.
They're still making Line Riders.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
you can find like these wild musical. Have you seen some of those?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, okay. Let's not talk about it. Let's move on. But anyway, Adobe Flash. Do you know the thing about Adobe Flash? Now, the newest news, which isn't really new, but
no, I don't.
It don't exist no more.
So they got rid of it entirely?
Yeah, and not only
did they get rid of Microsoft Spotlight too?
I can't comment on that. I don't.
Well, that was their answer to Flash.
Well, they both shit the bed then. But the point about is Flash is not only did they stop supporting Flash, they got rid of Flash, as in it no longer even works. It will not someday not work in the future because they're no longer doing updates. It's done. They cut it off. They decided we are cutting this off and we're not allowing you to use it anymore either. I'm sure there are ways around it, but
what did it operate like WinRAR or WinZip? Which the program where you can zip files?
Yes.
It's like if you use it, all it ever does is ask you. If you'll donate to them and then tell you the people who do donate.
No, it's literally just like, well, now anytime you try to use Flash, it don't work because whatever they did means it's not working. I'm sure there are ways around it. I'm sure there's some way to, like, I don't know, section it off, whatever. That's not the point. The point is that I have a badge printer at my work.
Okay.
And that's a point. And I was trying to print badges. Now, the worst part about this is that it was not my job until about a week ago. It was somebody else's job. Then it became my job. So I grabbed the printer that was in this other person's office and found out all the software I needed, and I downloaded it, and it didn't work. And I tried for hours to make it work. It didn't work. And finally, I asked, I was just like, why, because I don't like to pretend that I'm bad at things. So I want it to get done without having to ask somebody how to do it. But it didn't work, so I asked, and they were like, oh, yeah, you just got to go to that other software that you haven't gone to. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I go to that. It's called Swift ID. And I go to that, and I'm like, okay, this is what's supposed to make it work. I click on it, and I just get a blank screen with a logo in the middle of it. That logo has that weird Flash F. It's like the little swoop, that little swoop with the thing in it.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at it like, well, that's not right either. That's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to show me badges that I can print. So I try to figure it out. I'm just like, all right, well, I click on it. It does nothing. There's a way to do it through a URL with this software. So I put it in a URL. I click on it. And it just says, you don't have Flash. I said, what do you mean I don't have Flash? Pretty sure I had it.
Just yesterday.
I just had Flash. Nope, don't have Flash. So then I'd say, okay, I'm going to try to download Flash somewhere else. And you can only do so much on a work computer before you decide maybe I shouldn't dig any deeper. This is probably being monitored on some level, right? You know? So I'm just going to give up.
The browser finally cuts you off entirely.
Well, I mean, I don't, thankfully I'm not restricted like that, but still, it's just like, I don't want to go too deep into the dark web to get Flash. You know?
You're just torrent,
yeah.
torrent old Flash.
Exactly, yeah.
It's been like community run, like Open Flash.
Listen,
openflash.org.
Clag, with the administrative password comes great responsibility. Okay, so I don't want to be the one to get tossed out because I got on some weird site to try to download Flash. But anyway,
we see that you got Flash. Where? They got rid of that, man. It's not even like on the street anymore, man.
Yo, I got Flash. You want some Flash? I got it right here. But so anyway,
no, sorry, dog. We only got Spotlight. I know you're looking for Flash. I know you're looking for the good shit.
We only got Spotlight.
We only got Spotlight available.
I do got YouTube. I got YouTube. It's like, motherfucker, I have YouTube. Don't worry about it.
So does this mean if I were to go online to like Newgrounds?
Yeah.
Didn't Newgrounds use Flash?
Yeah.
For the longest time. So are Flash players just over?
Try it. I mean, not right now, but like
for some
later.
reason, when you mentioned Adobe, I immediately thought about McAfee.
It's a little different.
I know they're different.
Yeah.
I know.
Look, I know Adobe and McAfee are different, but
oh yeah, Flash player,
McAfee. That guy went crazy.
He didn't go crazy.
He was always crazy.
He went real.
All right. Well, if there's anybody out there who doesn't know what John McAfee's up to, look it up. Have a good time. You'll enjoy it. No,
you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you find yourself bothered by it, then stop reading.
Words of wisdom here. Anyway, Flash. So I give up. I give up because I'm looking around. I'm like, I'm pretty sure the reason this isn't working is I don't have Flash. So then I give up and I take the badge printer, and I bring it back to the person who used to have it. I was like, it's not working. And
you just have it in your hands?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's like, it's not working. I can't do it. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the Flash. And this person looked at me and said, I just used it like a week ago. It was fine. And I said, yeah, I know. So take it back and do it again.
Get it off my back.
Because I need a badge for somebody.
Can you just draw them a badge? Can you just put it on a white piece of paper and put it in the laminator?
No, I mean, it's got to open doors and shit. So. It's a real badge.
You didn't say RFID tags. You said a badge.
Yeah, well, it's a badge with your name on
it.
A
badge to me is like a lame sticker an elementary school teacher gives to you.
It's a bit more important. By the way, if you know anybody under 21,
more important.
I got the hookup. I can make fake IDs with that printer.
Just talking to me about the authority. What is it? The authorization password?
Administrative.
Thank you. Administrative password comes great responsibility, and then you just spot out look, I'm Spider-Man. My web shoot, I can use that for fun stuff. I mean, great power comes great responsibility. And all,
some of that responsibility is making money. Okay,
does that guy even need?
I'm responsible for making money, so I count it. Anyway, so I gave back the badge printer and I said, "You do it. This guy needs a badge now." So they hook it back up, and you get that sweet moment where everybody's been looking at you like you're dumb and it's your fault and this should be working. You get that sweet moment where somebody else does it and it still doesn't work. God, I live for that. That moment of just I swear to you, this isn't working the way it should. You do it, and they do it, and it's still not working.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
Yes. I've power cycled.
Oh.
I've uninstalled and reinstalled the drivers.
Did you also?
Okay.
Did you also attend ITT Tech?
No. But anyway, so that didn't work, and that's great. So now I know Flash is dead forever. I didn't even uninstall it. It just did it.
Okay, so
it just did uninstall. I didn't click a button and say, "Please uninstall Flash for me, baby."
Just left.
Daddy.
It just did.
Daddy, uninstall Flash for me. I can't do it. It's just gone. It's not working. And I had to download a new software to make badges in. That was weird.
Was it GIMP?
I mean, I used GIMP a little bit, but
Is that a good guess?
yeah, it was a good guess.
Oh shit!
I mean, GIMP is free.
Yeah,
Yeah, GIMP is great.
They changed all the fucking shortcuts. You know, all your little hotkeys are all slightly different, just to avoid like being in trouble. Speaking of Adobe Flash, Adobe fucking Photoshop there. That's the.
It's all together. Anyway,
You know,
Flash.
it's like having a hot brother, and then you're just a slob brother. That's good.
Okay, I was wondering where this was going.
No.
No, that's better. That's better than I
Being the
expected.
one who gets all the ladies.
No, yeah.
Adobe Photoshop, and then you're just GIMP.
I like
Yeah,
GIMP.
people use me. People use
Because I'm
me
free.
because I'm easy, and I like being used.
Poor GIMP. Oof. Anyway, so
they
yeah.
titled it properly.
So yeah,
They knew what it was.
I want a moment of silence for Flash.
Okay.
It was a large part of my childhood.
Hold on. Now, there it was. Okay, there was.
That
your
was
moment.
one moment.
That was.
Count
indeed. Hey, we did it.
Moment.
Okay.
One more thing.
Sure.
I hate it when people say it was a momentous moment.
Is that a thing people say?
Yes.
Who are these
A
people?
momentous moment.
Where are
And I will piggyback on that. Also a memorable
I don't like when
moment.
people say piggyback.
Well, all right. I won't do that then.
No,
but
sorry.
I will
Momentous moment.
I will add an addendum. I also hate memorable moment.
Memorable moment.
Because I feel like it's already what a moment is. I mean, I could be wrong here, but like, if you're telling me it was a very memorable moment,
Well, I gotta come at you.
yeah,
on
it's
that.
alliteration, but like, it sucks.
I gotta come on you on that because like you don't remember every moment.
No, I understand that.
So, a
But if
memorable
you're
moment.
calling out a moment, you've already remembered.
I think you just don't like your lips touching that many times
You
in one statement.
memorable moment. See, momentous
It's a lot of
moment.
them.
It's a lot of mms.
You can try this at home. Memorable moment.
Anyway, hate it. Don't say it.
I'm going to ask you questions about. Are you all right if I move along to another thing?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do it anyways. So I wanted to ask you. You crush up your own beans, yeah, for coffee?
Oh yeah, I grind them beans all night.
Okay. So like, do you stop early or do you fucking grind them?
No, I grind them bitches into dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Are you
so
not
like,
supposed to?
fucking okay?
Are you not supposed to? Are you going to tell me I'm doing it wrong?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay, good.
I had been getting told to not grind them up so much.
Why?
Just because fucking guys
One
said
reason. Give me one reason.
I wanted to know myself.
You talk to that guy and you tell me, give me one reason. I'm not
Steven.
saying he's wrong.
Steven. Okay, our friend Steven. It's just Steven. No last name. Just Steven. Guy named Steven. You can use that name. He used to work for a coffee
His actual
company.
name is Stavison.
He used to work for a coffee company. The whole thing was like, I don't know, real fancy coffee.
Was this recent?
No, long time.
Okay, good.
Well,
Okay,
a
yeah.
long time is 2-3 years.
So long ago.
Not even a portion of a well, a portion of a decade. Anyway,
Everything
point.
is a portion of
That's
a decade
that
unless
is
it's bigger
indeed
than a
true.
decade, I
It's
guess.
a momentous moment.
Oof.
So he says you're supposed to stop at a certain point. You're supposed to just only grind them to the more like pebbles or something. Like you're cracking them. It's like cracking each individual bean. Just having. You don't want to do it too much.
I don't like
and
this.
then you're supposed to like use a particular. Look, it's like with tea. They tell you you're supposed to use certain temperatures with tea, so
Yeah.
it ends up tasting
No,
a
that
certain
makes sense
way.
to me.
Yeah, they say that, and then they say with the coffee you're supposed to end up doing the same thing. And I got a French press.
Temperature, I get temperature. That would make a difference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like depending on what it's doing to
Yeah,
the
but like
thing.
at what point? I mean, I know that there's the claims, and I know that there's people out there who swear by the different temperatures.
I can
and
swear
you're
by
gonna
anything you want me to.
I realize that I'm probably out of my depth speaking on the subject
no
of
doubt
coffee.
about that.
I mean, I drink Folgers Classic. I probably have no right
It's true.
to speak
But I'll-
about this.
But I'll allow it.
Thank you. So, I just want to know, like, why so much snobbery behind grinding it into a dust? I know. I like another thing is what
I know why.
I gotta spoon the fucking thing out and throw it in the trash afterwards too, when it's all big grounds.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, you just
No, you can't.
take
I
the
mean,
thing. You just tell.
what
are you
into
talking about?
into the trash?
Yeah.
No, but you're using a French press.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
condense it
yeah.
into a puck
understand. Mhm.
in the bottom of your French press, and it like,
a puck.
yes. So you got to dig it out with a spoon, or else you're gonna put it down your drain. Run hot water, put it down in your drain, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna fill the fucking thing up because all the other shit that goes down in the drain. Unless of course, if you've got a disposal, but not everybody's
got a disposal.
Not everybody's.
Nobody has one.
So up.
They don't exist.
Not everybody's nose is so up in the air like Alex O'Connor's with their disposal. Okay.
I don't have a disposal.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. Well, see.
So there you go.
Oh, there you go. We're in the same tax.
I'm not an asshole.
No,
I know. I'm just kidding.
A disposal is a wonderful thing.
I wish I had one.
I want to understand. The reason that it bothers me is because it sounds like some of that mythical bullshit that you see in so many different things, like
everything, literally
there's
everything.
so many, like tubes in an amplifier.
Tubes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like I know that there's
people do that with how hard you should press the keys on your keyboard.
Is it really what? I mean, people with mechanical keyboard, right? Like it makes such a difference. Yeah. They shit on the Mac keyboard with its flatness and it's like smoothery, and then you're like clickety clackety. I like my tappity, and it's over here with its big fucking keys. I don't like the fucking keys.
I like the tappity.
They drive me insane. I fuck up all the time. I fuck up all the time trying to just.
I'm not saying it's better.
anything.
I'm just saying I like tippity tappity.
It can be like 11 in the morning, and I'm trying to tap away at my keyboard. I just want an answer off of Google. I need an answer real fast. I gotta ask something, and I was like, the amount of times that you're getting forward backslashes and backspace is missing and like the letter P. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I just want a smoother keyboard. Look, the point is that I grind my coffee into a fucking fine powder that turns into a puck in the bottom of my French press. And I don't taste a difference. I've done both. I got the grinder. I've got the fucking electric grinder. I don't taste a difference. I've tried it. And I haven't tried the different temperatures, but that's because I got a cheap kettle.
The problem with that is you would literally, the only way you could truly do it is you'd have to A-B it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you'd have to have
real.
This, you'd have to have two French press.
Science.
Same coffee, like from the same whatever tin bag, even, whatever. And then grind them up separately, and do that.
And do it in the right way.
My plain thought is we just have more surface area if it's tiny. If you grind it tinier, you have more surface area. I'm not saying it could even be right that grinding coffee beans into thicker chunks is better for it. I'm not saying it is or isn't, but I don't know why.
Well, how long am I supposed to let it sit there now? So, like, how long am I supposed to let it saturate? That's the other question.
12 hours. No.
So what?
There is a diminishing return. Yes,
that's what you would think.
There is a diminishing return. I mean, I make my own beer, so I do understand that things like temperature and things like how coarse or not coarse something is truly do affect how that beer is made.
Okay,
but that doesn't mean coffee is that way. I'm just saying,
Well, okay, I appreciate the ingenuity.
Yeah, but I would think grinding it into smaller particles would be better because you're getting more surface area. That's what I would assume.
I think what really bothers me about it is actually that it was just that somebody was telling me I was doing my coffee wrong, and I didn't give a shit about. But they're telling me like I'm using these beans wrong, and I was like, I just want coffee. Like if you know who I am, you give me a gift. You give me a gift of coffee beans, and you know what I like. You know what I like. You know I buy Folgers Classic.
The big problem, it's not that they're right or wrong. The difference is in the delivery, where it's something that could potentially make your coffee drinking experience 2% better, but they're acting as if you're pissing into a toilet while doing a headstand. Like, that's so wrong! Who taught you to do it this way? How dare you? Don't you get piss in your eyebrows?
That's the kind of shit. That's what I was handed when it came to the coffee thing. So clearly,
I'm not saying it's wrong because I don't know.
And then I go out of my way to actually try and do some. Like I actually tried to be respectful of the coffee situation. And I went to the grocery store and I find myself some coffee beans and I think I'm buying myself something fancy. And I get home and what do you think I find when I look closer at the package? It's fucking Folgers! I bought Folgers beans! How? I was trying to be fancy! All right. Well, point being is that I'm only drinking coffee for the caffeine.
You should drink Vermont coffee. It's
I should
really
just
good.
take the pills.
I mean, yes, but I mean, I drink coffee because I like the taste of coffee. Yeah. Do you not like the taste of coffee?
I do, but I've also been bought these caramel coffees and like the salted caramel and chocolate coffees and things.
Okay.
All right, and
Sure.
drinking those black. That's not what they were designed for. They want you to put milk and sugar in there to
Sure.
turn it into a
milkshake,
into
yeah.
a hot into a hot milkshake.
Yeah.
They want you to make a hot milkshake in your cup. I'm just trying to breeze past the morning groggy,
You don't need to get that.
depressing
I
bullshit.
mean, I like black coffee.
I'm just like, it's just chasing the stimulants you can't have.
Yeah.
Drinking coffee.
And some you can't. Wink, wink.
Some are prescribed, and they're wonderful, but you gotta go easy.
Drugs.
I think I've gotten all I can out of talking about coffee.
I mean, we could milk it some more.
You fuck. I mean, you know more when it comes to the truly making something with like a real heart and soul behind it. I mean, since you make you make your own
That
beer.
sounds like bullshit to me. But
No,
thank
I
you.
didn't
No,
mean
I
for
know.
it to
I'm just
be
kidding.
like. I'm not trying to make.
I know what you're saying.
All right.
I know what you're saying. But I will. Yeah, the thing is, so many different things can affect what anything is. That well, I mean, half the time, it's just a conglomeration of everything, right? It's like, yes, maybe this thing will make whatever you're doing better, but if it makes it 1% better, is it worth it? 1% may be actually better. It may be like testably correctly better, but is it then worth it to do that thing for a 1% increase, right?
Yeah. Something I will say about the flavor difference from like the French press versus like making a
so
coffee.
That's what I mean. Like there are some
From
things
the-
that are large jumps, right? Like
the
a French press really does.
versus the electric
Tastes different.
makes it for you thing.
Yeah.
Which the real issue probably is that, I mean, how often do you really clean that in a way?
It's also.
I mean,
yeah,
you
it's
know
also
that you
probably true.
can, you know that you might, but you don't.
A big problem with that too is the fact that since
sour.
on a hot plate, it actually kind of burns the bottom of the coffee.
It does burn the bottom. of
Yeah,
the cup.
and that being said, also me being a coffee snob, I usually drink drip coffee. And I usually drink drip coffee just because I have a wife and we wake up at wildly different times, and I want the coffee to still be hot when she gets up.
She being nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, respectful. You're being respectful.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you both drink coffee. Clearly, you want to have some coffee on the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, when it comes to being
And
like,
I get good enough coffee that even slightly burnt still tastes really good.
it's fucking snappy. You just need to go. If you want a nice cup of coffee, you have it after you've had your caffeine coffee.
Man, coffee after a dessert. Holy shit. That means you're an adult.
Oh boy. I just
That means
ate
you're an
myself.
adult.
I just ate myself into a sleeping situation, and now I'm having coffee at 10, and it doesn't even matter because I drink so much coffee. It's essentially like it's like nothing at that point.
No, it doesn't
You can go
exist.
to sleep easy.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to have crazy dreams? Who doesn't want to have crazy dreams?
I do.
Did you have any crazy dreams lately?
No, I rarely dream or
Okay.
remember my dreams. When I do, they usually are pretty crazy. But like once a month, I'll remember a dream. Maybe if that. It's pretty. Yeah.
I remember mine from last night. Only the part where I wake up. I don't care about like the rest of them. I'm not gonna, because I don't really know what happened. I just know that I was being stabbed in the stomach, and it was like just jabbing it the fuck in there, and you're just like, you could feel it. No, because like, okay, because it was actually one of those like paralysis moments, like when you have the sleep paralysis things, and I had gone to bed at like a reasonable time. You know, it's
What's reasonable? What's reasonable? for you?
10 fucking o'clock.
Okay.
So, and I took melatonin of all things.
That was
okay?
probably your problem.
No, it always works. It usually works.
I don't know.
Look, okay.
I've never taken melatonin.
So like usually I would be like on a schedule of exercising or something like that. But I didn't do it last night. I figured I could feel that my body was saying no. So I said, it's 10 o'clock. I feel really sleepy. My eyes are itchy. Let me take this melatonin. I'll go to sleep and I'll sleep from 10 to 10. It'll be awesome. And I'll get up and I'll do all my shit and I'll be so well rested. No. No.
I mean,
You
what's
wake
your
up.
Plan?
You wake up at 12:30 after being stabbed to death.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm awake now. And you look around your room and it's dark and you live alone. So you're looking around your room and it's dark and you got a...
Don't speak for me.
You have a male mannequin, a headless male mannequin in the corner of your
Well,
fucking room.
whose fault is that?
That's my fault. And I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right.
Side note, male mannequin, headless, I can tell that he's over 6'3". Why is the male body that you're advertising clothes to me with 6'5"
Because
or higher?
Because it's hot. Yeah, we don't know how big his head is.
Well, he's really thin.
Although
I look at his body every single day and I say to myself, I wish I had that body. And then I see that it's just like, you know, like you stare into these like just fucking like crushed in tiny abdominals. And you're like, who the fuck has
crushed
that?
in tiny ass.
Who's 6'5" and has that?
Not you.
Maybe 5'11".
Certainly not me.
More
maybe
average.
5'11".
More average
Yeah,
height.
Sure.
More average height. But anyways, so you see that and you're like, okay, so you have to go through all these steps of calming yourself down after you've been stabbed to death awake.
So headless male mannequin, do your job.
And so then you get, you know, so anyways, the whole bit being, it's the last dream you remember is being stabbed to death, and it should have just been a nice, quiet, easy. You did everything right.
Yeah.
You did everything right.
Who's to say?
And now, because every time you do this, you see you got 12 hours in adult life. An adult life where you have plenty of, you have a regular schedule and all that, and you're always finding that you're like 6.5 hours, 7 hours of sleep, making your life work off of that. The one time you say, let me get ahead of this and take a real good sleep and be fucking honorable and respectful to myself, you wake up stabbed to death at 12:30,
I mean,
and
that was
then
your
you
problem
can't
right
get
there.
back to sleep until 4 in the morning because you don't own any peanut butter to make it so you got the you know what's in the turkey. What the fuck is that? The
Tryptophan.
Thank you. To find
Doesn't work that way, by the way, but
it works a little bit.
No.
Look, it doesn't matter if it actually
No,
works.
I know.
All that matters
It's
is that
the carbs that really do it.
That's the fight. I should have some bread. I don't have any bread.
He doesn't have any bread. So, but yeah, I mean, your problem was you anticipated. I mean, that's it. That's your problem right there. Put it right on the button. You said, I want to have a good night's sleep. That's it. That was the issue. You're going to let it sneak up on you.
You have to say, I don't care if I have a...
It's going to take you out like Snake.
It's like the advice they always give you about women. And they're like, you got to pretend that you don't want them.
Oh, yeah, so stupid.
Yeah, it's just exactly it's what you do for a good night's sleep.
You got to pretend you don't want it.
I don't want to
You
sleep.
got to pretend you don't want it.
Nah, I want to have horrible nightmares.
But you know what? When your sleep starts teasing you, that's when you know. That's when you know it's something real.
This sleep
something
is
real.
playing hard to get.
You just got to chase it some more, you know?
You got to neg your sleep a little bit.
Fuck you, sleep. I don't even like you.
It's like, what are you wearing?
Sleep.
Oh, shit. All right, give me one fucking second.
Okay.
I deserve...
He needs a refill of wine. It's just a refill of wine, yeah. He's drinking yellowtail. I'm saying it to everyone.
You read my wine?
Yeah, I read your wine bottle. What do you think? I'm not a snob? Fuck you.
Look, it was $8.99.
Yo, it was $8.99. Yeah, it's a good deal.
Look, the problem was I knew where I was going with that wine to make a blueberry pie with. I knew that there was no...
that's a solid.
I didn't make the blueberry pie. Don't give me credit. But the blueberry pie that was made was very nice, and it had a very good crust on it, okay? Thick as fuck. Thick as that kind of ash you see, and you're like, thickness. At least that's what they say in the internet comments sections about thickness.
Weird.
You needed a screw top. That's the only reason this might yellowtail. I couldn't find a single one that had a screw top.
I'm not actually
and
judging your wine.
And you are.
No, I'm not.
All right, fine.
I'm not really much of a wine snob.
All right, well, that's all I've got on the whole tangent that we just went on.
Well, so you're talking about sleeping.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You
said
had a
you
bad
don't-
dream. You
you
had a
said you
bad
don't-
dream, man. You
Well,
had
yeah.
a bad dream.
No, it happens.
Yeah, no, it
But
does.
it always
It's
happens when
fine.
you're laying on your back.
Mhm.
Something about laying on your back. And it's like, clearly...
Oh, actually, you know what that did remind me of? You getting stabbed by knives. That's something.
That's the part where you remember, or is that the part where we're supposed to interpret the dream?
It means somebody's out to get you. No. No, it just reminded me way back when I hurt my back at one of my old band CD release shows.
Ooh.
When I tore my back off.
This guy.
I had to get not a chiropractor, but something like that, like physical therapist kind of thing, whatever. It wasn't a chiropractor, but
So it was an actual doctor.
it was a real doctor. Ooh. But
Chiropractors, don't write us.
we don't wanna hear it.
marklarsmarklarmusic at gmail.com.
Look, I do understand that.
marklarsmarklarmusic at gmail.com.
A
Don't
lot
write
of
us.
you out there believe what you're doing, and you're trying your best, and you just want to crack my bones. But Jeez.
Cracking the bones.
We said we weren't going to do that. I'm sorry. That's Eddie Izzard.
Yeah.
That's fucking Eddie Izzard, and I just
crack
fucking,
your bones.
I just fucking ripped off Eddie Izzard. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, Eddie. He won't listen.
She won't listen.
He's still going by he, isn't he?
I don't actually know.
I think
I don't know Eddie. I don't know Eddie Izzard personally to be able to say what he or she is going by nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter.
So, anyways, you're getting your bones
I don't
cracked.
care either. Yeah, getting my bones. No, I'm not getting my bones cracked. I'm getting my actual muscles worked on. All that good stuff. Anyway, literally, it's one of those crazy things where he like hooked my butt up to some electrodes and started fucking zapping them. And that was weird. That was weird. A bunch of weird stuff. Yeah, because it was like lower back, so very upper butt region. Anyway. All right, look, you throw your body around, and especially at the waist, and tell me it don't hurt your lower back. But anyway.
It's from all of those full body headbangs.
Yes, the full. Yeah, you could see videos. They're out there. You could, actually, there might be a video of me actually hurting my back. That's another story. I'll tell you another time.
There's a video of me vomiting on stage when I was 17.
We'll have to look that up.
It's called heavy metal puke.
For another time. But specifically, you being stabbed in the stomach, there was one point where I got flipped over, so I was lying on my back, and he's like, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand right here on your stomach. And it's like not his hand, but it's the tips of his fingers. And he's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to massage your muscles in your back from this side. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's going to feel like I'm stabbing you. And I don't want that. And then he immediately did it. So he basically just took his hand and pushed it into my stomach so hard that it was then massaging the muscles in my back from behind. And it felt like he was stabbing me. It hurt so bad, but it literally, he did that, and it hurt insanely bad for 2 seconds, and then after that 2 seconds, I felt all my muscles just go bleh, and it didn't hurt. And then he says, and I was like, wow, okay. And he's like, now the other side. No, don't do the other side. Don't do that. It was worth it. It was nice. It's a good story. I've been stabbed in the stomach with a man's hand.
Some people are looking for that.
Not me. All right, what's your next talking point here?
Well, it felt somewhat pertinent. So there was this. All right. So there's this. This is. So I have a neighbor. No, fuck that. Look, I want to talk about this particular thing. I came across this. It was. This is very topical at the moment. But there's this GameStop stock.
GameStop. Stop. Say that.
GameStop stock.
Say that quicker twice.
GameStop stock. GameStop stock.
Okay, you did it.
GameStop stock. GameStop stock.
Now you can do it. Like the segment. That you
all right. Now I might not be exactly the person to be completely describing this. At least I'm not.
Clegg, neither of us are the people to talk about anything.
No, but this particular
we shouldn't
thing.
even be here.
No, the only reason that this is really interesting is because it's a collective of like working class people who decided to find a way to fuck the banks.
Oh wait, whoa, interesting. Okay, go
the
on.
way that they did it was
just to preface this, the only thing I know about GameStop is that it still sucks. So go on.
Except now that it doesn't.
Interesting.
It doesn't now, but only all of a sudden because of new leadership or like new.
I'm waiting to hear it.
Look, now I don't know all of the particular details of it.
I've got the qualifications to be a GameStop manager right now.
Don't we all? What was so incredibly interesting about it is that it's as if they got a collective of they just basically said, hey, let's all just buy this stock because we found out that they sold
too much of it or
different banks had a short position, which meant that
we've all seen the movie The Big Short.
They're expecting GameStop to go even worse.
Yeah, I would expect that too. If it was
just to oversimplify it, they're expecting GameStop to go any worse. Maybe they're expecting it to go completely bankrupt or something, so they'll end up making money on that. And
I'm surprised it hadn't happened
a
yet.
group of people in WSB, or probably even further than that, and there's a particular
WSB.
guy named like
What's WSB?
I'll explain that in a second.
Okay.
There's a guy on Twitter, of course, who like probably started it before that, and then they're just a group of people who have a big enough voice to tell other people. So it's like I tell two people and they tell two people. Look, the whole reason is this is a
Giving Tree.
they got all just random people. I mean, even Bowl of Cheerios is talking about this shit, okay? And Bowl of Cheerios, all I want to see when I see Bowl
Shout out.
Look, when I see, nobody knows who that is. And
I know.
He doesn't even know who he is.
I know.
So
It's
Bowl
funny,
of Cheerios, you see him talking
He could
about,
guess.
you see him talking about that stock and how he's like, buy it, fucking buy it. And you're like, oh, are you going to use that money to, you're going to use that money to move out of your parents' house? You fucking meathead. I love you. And so
I do miss him.
look, you see, it just feels
sweetos.
great to watch poor people come together, or
I agree. Yeah,
working
okay,
poor,
sure.
to
Yeah,
buy
working poor,
to
sure,
buy out to pump and dump. I
lower
mean,
the
essentially,
numbers.
it's going to end up being a pump and dump. No, that's what it is. How else do you get your money?
No, yeah, no, absolutely.
How else do you get your money unless you sell it? So
Yeah, no, yeah.
the
yeah,
banks
absolutely.
don't win this Friday, but they're going to win next week.
Yeah, they're the house.
Or in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
okay,
house
yeah.
always wins.
Yeah.
They're just going to, everybody's buying it up. It's not going to stay. You're going to want your money.
If they lose, you lose worse. So it's just,
That's at least how I end up feeling about it. I mean, look,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if I was totally wrong about that, it doesn't even feel like it would be, but that's just what you think. You're like, okay, and dude, get your fucking money. Get in there and take it. Fucking take it. You deserve it.
absolutely. You deserve.
You fucking deserve it.
I mean,
don't care
everyone.
what you
Yeah,
spend.
no,
Spend it
absolutely.
on blow.
Yeah, what
fucking hookers.
It doesn't even matter.
You're going to boom the economy with what the fuck it is you're buying off of the
Yes,
fucking GME
absolutely.
stock.
Buy a sick ass neck tattoo.
But the oddity of buy sick ass neck tattoo. That's what they would buy.
I know. That's why I said it.
It's beautiful. It really is.
So
all of you.
I
Every
still don't
single person.
understand. Explain this again, because I still don't
So
quite
the banks take a short position.
Yes.
They're expecting the stock to go worse, or banks, or whatever funds.
And
people with
are
big
expecting
amounts
it
of
not
money.
to go worse.
The people who get bailed out.
Yeah.
No. They don't care about it going worse.
Sure.
The
yeah,
whole
you're right.
point
They're
of
buying into
buying
it
it,
and then immediately
the
sell
whole
it.
point of buying it is so that they can show those fucking assholes the door,
That
and
it
they be like,
won't
"Hey,
go worse.
hey,
Oh,
you taking that position?
So they're buying it to make it better.
We got and they made
Yes.
made it jump
Ooh.
like 2,000% in
Wow.
like a week.
That's pretty great. And then they sold it.
No, they're not selling it yet. I mean,
Okay. But they should at
People
some point,
are
yeah.
because
Well, sure, some people
you take
are, yeah.
2,000%. I mean, seriously.
I mean,
like,
of course you take 2,000%.
Your average
even
person-
if it gets up to 5,000, whatever
your
you
average
won.
person, are they able to sit back and let that ride? Let alone something that's such an oddity. You know that the volatility of
It
that
will
shit,
absolutely go down again at some point.
yeah,
for sure.
it's going to have to because people want their money. They don't even care about the stock. They don't give a fuck about
of course.
GameStop.
Nobody gives.
Yeah.
GameStop doesn't.
Which
give a
just
fuck
means
about
that,
GameStop.
I mean, I would assume that you changed the position that they're going to take because they get bailed out. They get their fucking money all the time. They always have more of it. They just make it up whenever
Yeah.
they want more. They just go, give us some
we
more.
have money. We've fake money.
Hey, that fake money that we had, we ran out. Can we get some more fake money?
Fake money.
I just wanted to mention it because I thought it was amazing.
No,
I mean,
it
if
is
you
pretty
didn't
amazing.
know
I didn't know
about it,
anything
if you
about it, yeah.
somehow are listening to this
I had
right
no
now,
idea.
if you listened to this for all of the 43 minutes that we've been currently going for, if you actually
We
listen
might
to the
edit,
point,
so it could be a little less.
I don't see why we would do that. It takes too much time. The whole point of this was to do less work.
That is true. Yeah. Quickly, before we go on, why don't we explain why we're here? Why we're doing this?
It seemed like it would be fun, and it is.
Yes, well,
I
it
mean,
is. Yeah, we're
I
having
don't
a good
feel.
time.
I don't feel like. I don't feel like I've been having to.
Having to.
Okay, so we make the show
Having to.
boxed in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's go back a little bit.
All right, sure.
We're a band. We go back further than that. We're friends. We're mutual
used to work
acquaintances.
together.
We used to work together. At one point, we decided, hey, that guy's all right. Anyway, we're a band called Marklar,
Yes.
which, listen to. It's cool.
Paperboy and the most useless machine are the two things that we got up on there.
We still probably have that shitty EP up somewhere. So
Bandcamp, if
Yeah.
you care to go find that, but I don't
Which
like
is-
those. I don't like the recordings.
no, I
enough
know you don't.
to
Yeah,
promote it.
but I do like the title.
I bet birds wish they could teleport too.
Yeah, it was a great. So good. Anyway, because I bet they do. Flying sucks, I bet.
It
I
looks
bet
like
it's
it.
hard.
Even though they got hollow bones.
Hollow bones.
Hollow bones.
But anyway, yeah, we're a band. We make this dumb cardboard TV show,
It's like a
whatever
cartoon.
YouTube show. It's like a cartoon except we don't draw it.
Yeah.
But it's not animated.
Doesn't count as animation. Ask animators.
Yeah, ask
They'll
animators.
They'll shit all over you.
Puppetry does not count as animation.
Puppetry
And
doesn't
trust
count
me,
as
I
animation.
get it. I understand. But still,
It's the closest you can get to
It's
live
like-
animation.
I mean, it's something. There's something there. All right? Don't just shit on it. At least watch it and then tell me it sucks. Don't just tell me it's not animation. But we make a dumb cardboard show that we started because it was an easy way to make a music video, and we thought it looked so good that we just kept doing it. And we miss Adult Swim, even though that's still on.
Yeah, they still. They do still exist, but they got like 3 shows.
Yeah.
Eric Andre.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Is Squidbilly still on? I know they canceled Venture Brothers.
Fucking hell.
Right? Right?
One of the most amazing shows.
Mhm.
Just because of the tangents and directions that they all go. I mean, it makes you want more. And then you try. You know what? That show. I tried to find merch. For the Venture Brothers. Okay, they've got
Adult Swim sucks at merch.
They fucking suck at merch.
Yeah. There was they suck at merch so bad. They once had don't quote me on this price. Pretty sure it was $60,000 for a Meatwad hot air balloon.
Oh my goodness.
Now, you have that at one point in your life cycle, and I still can't re-buy the Shake coffee mug that I used to have.
You can't even buy Venture Brothers' full collected set of DVDs.
Really?
No, you can't.
You could probabody buy it on Hulu.
You can buy them all separately, or you can buy like these few bundled together and
Interesting.
those few.
Yeah.
It's like trying to get the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's like what the fuck is going
I've
on?
got a scratch in my 12-ounce mouse DVD. So
They sold me a Rick and Morty. They sold me a Rick and Morty season 3 that had a fucking skip in like episode 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
awful.
What am I supposed to do about that? What, are you gonna go back to
That's
the
even
store?
worse because it's now.
Yes.
You know, like at least when I bought my 12-ounce mouse DVD, it was 2007 or whatever.
No.
But either way, I need a new 12-ounce mouse. No, actually, I have a 12-ounce mouse DVD with a skip in it that bothers me. So what did I do? I torrented the 12-ounce mouse season. So
You already bought it.
Yeah, exactly. I already bought it. I was like, well, I'll just have this so that I can have an actual working copy, but still have the physical edition. Never in my life have I received mail from my internet provider until I downloaded the first 2 seasons of 12-ounce mouse. And I just looked at it and just said, fuck you. How dare you? I own this. They don't know that. But how dare you? I hate you.
You should mail them back the DVDs.
Yeah, I should. Be like, you take this.
You
assholes.
take this Skippy monster.
Not to talk about 12-ounce mouse because it's one of my favorite things and nobody else likes it, and that's fine. There's like a third.
made new
there's
episodes.
They made new episodes, and I haven't
Nobody
watched
watched
them.
it.
I didn't even watch
Nobody.
them.
And
It's
you
my
love the
favorite
show.
thing. I know it's my favorite show. Like top 5, but I didn't watch it. I watched the first episode, and that was good. But the problem was it was exorbitantly hard for me to watch it without torrenting it and then getting mail from my internet providers. Because the first one was like free, or maybe the first 2 were free, and then I had to have an Adult Swim like cable package or whatever to watch. The
Or
rest
like
of it.
add them in.
Yeah,
Like they
whatever.
deserve it. Man, shitting
Anyway.
all over Adult Swim for like no good.
Squidbillies
I don't know.
rules.
They kind of deserve it a little bit, but only a little bit. Like just the right amount.
Yeah, just the right amount. I mean,
You can take
I'm
issue.
sure they're better than TBS.
I thought you were talking about Turner Classic Movies for a second.
That too.
We show wife slapping as part of our normal movies.
Hey, we were all thinking it.
So I guess we make Boxed In, and the reason that we're here is it was another thing to do. We wanted to sort of there's an opportunity to leave updates, I suppose, about the show.
Yeah, we absolutely will. If anybody listens to this, by all means, I'd love to have like some kind of Q&A section. I'd love to, you know what I mean? Do anything, any kind of interaction at all. Really, this is just, we make a show that's hard to make.
It does take a lot of effort.
It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. It's not insanely hard, obviously. Like, a lot of things are hard out there. But we both have real jobs and lives and things like that, so it takes a while for us to make this dumb show. So we wanted something to put out there that we could do a little bit more regularly. And unfortunately, I've been an asshole for most of this time, and I've just said, no, we can't do a podcast. Everybody does a fucking podcast, and I'll only do a podcast if we're the puppets while we do the fucking podcast, because that's what we're doing, or something else, or whatever. And then we gave up because that's still a lot more work. If I just did the podcast as puppets, I might as well make another episode. Why would I do that?
And then I
Why would I do that?
and then I put out that stink bug video because
stink bug is great.
because I moved into a place that has. They can check it out. They can check it out. It's just a good laugh. Because there were stink bugs everywhere, or there were a couple.
Well, there
and
just are in
And
general.
I thought they were funny. They're funny. They're hilarious little characters.
I like them.
And they don't really smell.
Okay, let's talk about this right now. Maybe I'm crazy. I have never smelled a stink bug stink.
Me neither.
Ever.
I'm telling you.
And I worked in a warehouse where stink bugs were everywhere. And they would sometimes get... I didn't squish them ever on purpose. I'm a good boy. But I actually do feel bad when I kill like bugs. I still do sometimes, but I feel bad.
Oh, killing them? Or you still kill them? Okay.
Yeah. When I kill bugs, I feel bad.
Okay.
I usually try to take them outside, but it doesn't matter. The point is, I've never smelled a stink bug stink, ever. And my wife seems to think they smell really bad, and I've still never smelled it. I don't know what she's talking about. Am I crazy?
I don't smell it either.
Is this a fucking like a hearing tone that you can't hear when you get too old, or is it fucking like?
I think it might be.
Is it a
The
cilantro
mosquito.
tastes like soap situation?
Does cilantro taste like soap?
Not to me, but to some people.
Well, I don't have any cilantro.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Look, whenever I think of
cilantro is delicious, and some people hate it because it tastes like soap to them.
wasn't it?
It's an actual gene. Like, scientists have actually found the gene that makes cilantro taste like soap.
Did they find that before or after the gay gene?
Certainly after.
I just want to know the priorities.
Certainly after. But what I do want to say is, when I do think about that, I just think it's like, well, what about the people that have that gene, but they like the taste of soap?
I let the stink bug
Would they
go
ever
from the
know?
video.
Yeah, good. No, I know.
You know.
I would have been upset if you didn't.
Well, nobody else knew that.
Yeah, well, now they know.
Well,
You let it go.
I let it go.
It earned his life.
He did.
Yeah.
No, when I put him on his back and he did. You know what's really weird about that guy?
Mm.
You put him on his back and just like, dude, they're like robots. They're
Yeah.
like little robots. They're like, they don't have.
No, they just move.
They just
Yeah.
move. They clearly don't have any like deeper anything beyond just like, okay,
Clag,
light,
it's the size of your pinky nail.
look, light.
It's not extremely.
Light is just radiation.
Yes.
So you only see because of things that can kill you.
Or to find things to kill. Yes. Yeah.
No. I meant radiation. Like, the wrong spectrum of radiation ends up killing you.
Sure.
All they do is react to stimulant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So they're basically a robot.
So you put it, they're like little robots. You put it on him, you put him on his back, and what does he do? But he goes, initiate flip over mode.
Yeah.
Initiate flip over mode, and it's just wiggle my legs.
Yep.
Let me do this stupid thing, and you're like, let me help you, man. Let me help you out, okay? You don't deserve to
It
be.
certainly
on your back.
doesn't react to you helping it out, or
No,
but
like they so like when I was looking into these guys, the only time that they're supposed to
seen
stink,
this? You heard about this?
they'll let a stink go if you do
Oh.
something to like hurt them.
So you actually do know something about stink bugs? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I learned a whole bunch about it.
about the stinking part of stink bugs.
One of the interesting things about stink bugs, they're one of the only of like a few small amount of the particular stink bug, the one that I had in that video.
Yeah.
Is an invasive species from Japan.
Yeah, that
which they only found until like 96 or something like that. And the other interesting
because
thing about
of
them,
shipping boxes. That's why warehouses are full of them.
that would explain it.
Especially in a musical instrument warehouse where things come from Japan.
So they
and China now too, obviously.
right? Well, and Korea and Indonesia.
And everywhere else, but you get the
Well,
point.
except from all the all the places that people seem to think make stuff good.
Marka.
No, like, oh yeah,
Mark.
yeah. They seem to think that they make stuff good in America. Let me tell you something. If you know anything about potentiometers, alpha Taiwanese potentiometers, even though they're cheaper, they make really good shit, and they don't get the credit they deserve, even though they're in cheap instruments all the time. People want to put CTS pots in guitars all the time. They're not particularly better. They're just made in America.
He's a luthier, by the way.
Ah, that fucking word that's a fun word, isn't it?
A luthier.
A luthier. I like that one better. A buccaneer.
Yeah,
stink bugs are a true bug.
Excuse me.
Stink bugs are one of the only true bugs.
I don't know
As
what
in,
that
they don't
means.
fall into any other category other than insect. They're just a bug. Well, I might be wrong about that particular thing. Look, look, I know about the true bug thing.
Okay,
the
true
true
bug.
bug thing is true, and a robot,
What's not a true bug?
a
Give me an
Reddit
example of not a
robot
true
told
bug.
me this.
Give me an example of not a true bug, real quick.
A fly is not a true bug.
Why?
Because it falls into a different category than
what?
just like insect. I don't know.
Okay,
I just know the one thing.
I'm just picking your brain.
Okay. I wish I knew more.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and stop at that particular point. I just happen to know. True bug. It's interesting.
You were going to say something else about the stink bug. What about it stink? It
You know, it lets a stink out if you like. Okay, it'll let out
skunk-like.
Supposedly, it'll let it out as like a defense mechanism. So I suppose that it's the kind of thing that's supposed to keep like crows and other birds from eating
That
it.
makes sense.
It's a defense. So I mean,
This is why I don't know how stink bugs stink, because
a crow
they trust
tells
me.
two friends, and it tells two friends, and
trust
next thing you know, all the crows know not to eat stink bugs, even though they're big, fat, juicy little guys
Yeah.
that you can let go on your windowsill and then wonder where the hell they went.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know. So that's all I really know about stink bugs.
Crows
aside
are
from
real smart.
for some reason they set off the neurons in my brain to start singing that fucking song when I was taking a shower.
Bug, you buggity bug, bug.
Stink bug, you buggity bug, bug.
Stink bug, you buggity bug, bug.
Do you have any false memories that you can think
all
of
of
right
them.
now?
Well, yeah, actually, I can. Okay, here. This one. So I have a lot of memories that I suspect are false, but this one I know is false because I see it in third person. This is gonna be great. And for some reason, I think about this. And it's why it's a false memory, because for some reason I think about it. And I find the more memories I think about, the more they're different, right? I mean, that only makes sense. You rethink about something, it changes a little bit, and you don't notice it changes over time. But, so, you remember laser tag?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember the shitty laser tag you could buy in the store? Like where you'd have a chest plate and a gun.
The gray thing?
Yeah. The gray thing with the big red button, and you'd have the gray, like, D-shaped gun.
That was shaped like a D.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, they were so smooth and like space-like.
Yeah, no, exactly.
continue.
So I had those. Obviously, I was a kid. And I had a brother. So it's all coming back. Now, of course, I was also a kid. And what did we do as a kid? We rode bikes. So, logically, me and my brother said, laser tag is getting boring. Why don't we play laser tag on bikes? Isn't that a great idea?
Shit, yeah, it's a great idea.
You could tell it was a great idea. So, of course, me, being the older brother, who was faster, knew this is a great idea. Because all it is a shitty chest plate. All you got to do is be ahead of the person. You're going to win no matter what. There's nothing nobody can do about it. He's not coming around to hit my chest. You know, I'm not spinning around on the back of that seat. You know, so I was like, all right, so we have this idea. Now, we were riding on a dirt road with lots of potholes, and it had recently rained. This all matters. Like, so it's like a almost orange dirt road. So like all the potholes are filled with water, and you know, it's murky water. You can't see through it. It's like murky brown red. We're bike riding. So all I'm doing is just being an asshole older brother, being in front of my younger brother, turning around, shooting him. He can't hit me. I'm getting off shots like a motherfucker. Of course, I hit a pothole because I'm having so much fun. I go over my handlebars, fall on my face. Now, I have a very, very detailed, very specific memory of me on the ground, the bike laying down on the ground, and that gray D-shaped gun in one of those potholes, half covered in water. Like it's in there, and half of it you can't see because it's under murky water. But if I remember correctly, the front of the gun of that D shape, it actually had like cutouts, like speed holes. That's not it, but you know what I mean. Like it wasn't just a complete plastic thing. It had cuts in it that you could kind of see through or whatever to make it look more futuristic. It was like ribbed or something. Ribbed.
All right.
So because I specifically remember that being in water, and the picture in my mind that I have is a third person view of me, like the memory is me on the ground, but I'm looking at me and the gun and the bike. My brother doesn't exist in the memory. I don't know where he is. He probably ran away crying to tell mom.
Mom, he fell.
He fell.
Mom, he fell.
But so that
Over
is
his bike.
I have way more what I presume to be false memories, but that is a 100% false memory that for some reason sticks in my head because it's like a beautiful. Like if I could draw, well, I can't. I would draw that because in my head it is a beautiful like picture. I don't know, just the way it is, the way that shitty gray and red gun is in that murky water, but half of it is underneath the water, and the shitty dirt road, and my shitty body laying down on the ground with the bike. Like it's just like a beautiful picture in my mind, and it's not possible that happened that way. Because there's no way I floated. I didn't have an out-of-body experience when this happened. It wasn't that traumatic. I didn't hurt myself. I got up and I hoped my gun wasn't broken. Thankfully, it wasn't. So there you go. That's a definite false memory.
The reason that I brought up the false memories thing was I actually so I didn't tell you this earlier. So my grandma died today. Like
I'm very sorry.
Well, she's been dead for a while.
Whoa.
Well, no, okay,
what?
She had so much dementia.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
like everybody, one of the things about that
I understand
is you kind of have that like it went away a while ago.
I understand what you're saying.
So the only so the false memory I had is my mother calls me to tell me this. All right, and when I was talking to her, I brought up when her father died, my grandfather, and I swear to God, there was when we went to his funeral, it was in Norlina, North Carolina. And
what?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, one of the ladies like
wait, did I say Norlina?
Norlina, like
okay,
as
cool.
if you smashed North Carolina together and you got Norlina.
Okay, cool.
Norlina, North Carolina, the laziest named place you've ever been. Okay, and also about as bumpkin as you could fucking get.
Sorelina, South Carolina.
If that's not a place.
New York.
New York? Is that a place?
No, it's
Newark.
not. I'm making it up.
Newark.
I'm making
Newark is as close as you
Newark
can
is as close.
Is Newark in New York?
Newark, yeah.
There's a Newark, New York.
There's a
Newark Airport.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like somebody slipped over their own tongue and said New York Airport and they got Newark. My false memory is that my grandmother, when he was dead, I swear there was a fucking casket. There was a casket.
Oh, like a viewing. Like
yes, I swear that there was a viewing, and that my grandmother came to ask us boys. I'm a middle child of 3 boys. Ask us boys. If we wanted to see my granddad.
Okay.
And so I tell my mom that I remember that, and my mother says to me, "He was cremated." How could there be an open casket for cremation?
Okay. Well, a couple things.
Do
you remember the dead body? Do you remember the dead body?
I remember my mother taking my grandmother aside and saying, "No, you're not showing it to him."
I mean, she could have just meant the ashes.
No, I don't know what the fuck it was. She told me that didn't happen.
Interesting.
She said on the phone that didn't happen. That didn't happen. He was cremated. Maybe you're thinking of the other dead old person.
Very interesting.
That's what she said to me. Maybe you're thinking of a different grandmother, but like her grandmother, not mine. So I don't know how it is I'm mashing those two things together.
I don't know.
So it's just an odd false memory. Because I swear, I've held that. I've held that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I've
it's
had
just like,
that.
It's
That's
a
like,
thing.
That was like defining memory.
It's a formative moment.
Yes, it was. It was like, this was a dark fucking moment because the only reason... The only reason that that's so formative is because before he died, we were asked if we wanted to see him before he died because he was dying.
Yeah. No, I understand.
But we were given an out because we're all like 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, of course.
We were given an out, which was, do you want to go and see him?
You could say no.
Or do you want to remember him? This is literally how the question was posed.
Yeah.
Or do you want to remember him as he was? And we all just said we want to remember him as he was. And I also clearly in my brain, right? Clearly in my brain, I'm also remember being like not like attempting to not engage with the questioning while playing video games. Like I can like remember. I swear I can
the
remember.
Shittiest child.
I know.
I know. I'm kidding.
You feel bad.
We're all children. Yeah, of course.
What are you supposed to do?
No, I agree.
You're probably like 6 or 7. I was probably younger than that than I think I am. I was probably younger than I think I am before he died. No, I would have had to have been like 12. It doesn't matter how old I was. We were treated like children for a long time. Remember I told you once I didn't think I was smart until I was 25.
I mean, you weren't.
Probably not. I'm probably still not smart.
Well, I mean,
there's some level of intelligence.
We could talk about things.
Yes, we can. So, anyways, that's my false memory. Is that whole thing happened? My mother says that did not happen. But like, okay, in your memory, your third-person memory, has anybody said to you that didn't fucking happen?
I have another story about this. If you want me to talk about
yes,
it,
I do.
How long do we? Okay, all right.
Well, how far am I?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're a little bit over. We'll do this last story and then we'll close things up.
Ooh,
Tell me your
last story.
Well, sure.
Okay. No, it's going to be good.
Unless this is jumping off.
No, it's literally this is way dumber than your story. Let me preface that. It is not heart-wrenching.
Was that supposed to be heart-wrenching? It wasn't supposed to be.
Well, a little. I mean, it's certainly it is something. There's emotion attached to it. You know what I mean? There's some childhood. No, it's fine.
Okay.
But there's something there. There's nothing here. But it is literally the reason that I think that eyewitness testimony is bullshit.
Okay.
And I stand by this.
Okay.
Granted, I was drunk, but listen to the story. So, it's one of the first times I've ever been drunk. Ever. In my life. I'm 15, 16, something like that. I'm in my friend Rain's bedroom. Rain, shout out. How you doing? I'm in Rain's bedroom because, guess what? We could drink at his house because nobody cared.
Nobody loved Rain. That's why we could drink there.
Hey, that ain't true.
I don't know Rain. I don't know Rain.
You'd like him. It doesn't matter. We'll keep going. Point is, I'm at Rain's house, and we have a couple different bottles of liquor. Liquor is not the best thing to get drunk on when you're that young. Because
Fair point.
You don't know what you're doing.
No, you don't.
The worst part is that we had a couple bottles. One of them was Applejack, which was this shitty apple whiskey that was awful. So nobody wanted to drink it. So guess what? That meant I drank it.
All by yourself?
All by myself. Because nobody wanted to drink it. I said, well, I don't like the taste of any of it. I'm just going to drink it.
It's like the Smirnoff Ice of liquor.
Yeah, well, no, because Smirnoff Ice can pretend to be palatable when you're a child. Gross now, but anyway. So, I'm drinking this Applejack, this apple whiskey, having a good fucking time. I'm like literally saying things to my friends like, I love altered states. You know what I'm talking about?
The way they changed
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
Talking about
the way
love
they
them.
changed North Dakota.
We love them. While I'm drinking. Anyway, so I'm having a good time. We're literally just sitting in his room with like the computer and the TV, maybe some video games, whatever, it doesn't matter. What's very important is that in my memory, Rain's bed was not on a box spring or anything. It was on crates, like those plastic crates. Oh my God. Hey, we were all poor. Okay? I lived in a trailer. We were all poor. Don't worry about it. Rain's house might have been, I think his house was a trailer too at the time.
His bed was better than mine.
Actually, at that time, no, because I had moved in with my grandmother.
I slept in a hole.
That's a whole different thing. That's a whole different story. It doesn't matter. So it was, those fucking plastic crates. Rain's bed was on those. That's important. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mentioned it. Because me and my friend Rory, who were also there, we were getting very drunk. I was sitting on the ground with my back against the bed. So think about a bed. Think about how high a bed is. Think about how high a bed would be on those shitty plastic crates. Perfect for my back. Literally perfect. bed ended right where my back ended. My friend Rory was sitting on the bed with his legs hanging over. His legs perfectly touching the floor from where he's sitting, right? In my memory, I look at Rain while Rory's next to me, and I say, "Give me that 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew." And he says, "No." And I said, "I need it right now." He says, "I'm not giving this to you." And so I put my hand down, and I start heavy breathing. And then I throw up all over Rory. All over him. In his shoe. Just his leg and shoe. Just all the way down it. Specifically leg and shoe because he was sitting on the bed with his legs next to me. So his knee is at my face level. Bleh. Good part about the story, Rory, who is also drunk and not really paying attention, is talking to somebody else and just says, "Dude, stop pouring warm water on me." Oh. I'll remember that "oh" for the rest of my life. "Dude, stop pouring warm water on me." Oh. He realizes he's been puked on. There is vomit in his shoe. So we get cleaned up. Rain takes charge. He's, for some reason, the least drunk of everybody. Gets our clothes in the fucking washing machine. Gets us to bed. We go to sleep. Funny story. Right? Great story. Great story of one of the first times I've ever been drunk. But I'm telling this story a couple years later at another party that Rory's at. And he hears it and goes, "That's not how it went." What do you mean? "We were both sitting on the ground." "What?" "No, you were sitting on the bed." He's like, "No, we were both sitting on the ground when you threw up on me." I was like, "That doesn't make any sense. I threw up on your leg and into your shoe. That only works if you were sitting on the bed and your legs are hanging off. If we're sitting shoulder to shoulder, then I'm throwing up in your lap." "I didn't throw up in your lap." He's like, "No, you threw up on my leg and in my shoe, but we were both sitting on the ground." And I was like, "That's not fucking possible, Rory." I remember it very clearly. So we had a whole argument about the fact that he was sitting on the bed or he was sitting on the ground. And in my mind, he was 100% sitting on the bed. It makes perfect sense. His knee was at my face. I threw up on his leg and in his shoe. And he claims he was sitting on the ground. And to this day, we argue about it. To this day, I am almost 32 years old, and we still argue about it. And that's why eyewitness testimony is bullshit.
I mean, if that was going to clear a case, whether or not somebody was sitting on the bed or sitting on the ground.
Yes, I was young. Yes, I was drunk. The point is, we both very clearly remember two things that couldn't have happened together. I'm right, Rory. You're fucking wrong. There's no way you were on the ground.
Is Rory Rain?
Mm-mm.
Who's Rain?
Rain is...
Oh, it's just the guy who owned the house.
Well, he didn't own the house.
Oh,
He was 15 years old or whatever. But yeah, his parents did. Rain was the asshole who wouldn't give me the Mountain Dew.
No.
Because I felt like I was going to throw up, and I was just like, "Give me that Mountain Dew so I could put something in that doesn't come out."
Oh, you think you could plug?
Well,
you could plug liquid coming out of you with liquid
the
going
point
into
is,
you?
my throat was feeling scratchy. Anyway,
well, I suppose for the time being that ends your conversation on false memories. Though it does open a very.
I mean, obviously we have a lot more, but yeah,
it opens a big cabinet of points of conversation. But for now, we kind of agreed that this was going to go for like an hour, and we're just we're about 10 minutes over an hour, 73. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and bring this thing to a halt. This is the unboxing podcast with Jacob Clegg and Alex O'Connor, both the creators of
Boxed In.
Thank you.
And the band Marklar.
And the band Marklar, who is also a fictional band that exists in a fictional world, but is also a real band that exists in real life.
That exists in a fictional world within real life.
If you have, we would love to do a Q&A of some form.
Well, I would just love anybody to listen. If nobody listens, that's fine. We're just going to keep doing this because we literally just
a good
need
time.
content. We need stuff to put out to do anything.
And it's also just a good time.
Yeah, no. I mean, we're literally okay. We are two men screaming into the void, and the void is 100% staring back at us.
Fucking hell
So
yeah.
we will keep doing it.
So we're gonna do these on Wednesdays. That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Come hell or high water, we're gonna do it on Wednesdays.
If we do them on Wednesdays, do we put them out on Thursdays?
No,
Or
I
put
mean,
them out
so
on Fridays
The attempt.
or Saturdays.
We're gonna put them on Wednesdays.
Sunday? No, I mean like when we put it out.
We're gonna put it out on Wednesday.
Oh, okay, all right, same day.
It's the Wednesday It's the Wednesday unboxing podcast.
It would be fun to do a little bit of editing, like maybe putting, in the future.
You're gonna have me edit that part out, where you just said we're gonna do editing.
No,
don't
like
wanna
in
do
the
that.
future, like we could do dumb stuff, like here's a sound bite and here's a blah blah blah. Or
We'll figure out a way to do that live.
okay, all right, okay, all right, live.
If we were gonna do that.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Okay, so if you have Q&A for the Boxed-In show, you want to ask about like the production of that stuff or whatever the fuck.
That would be fun.
It would be fun to answer questions about that, but that's also self-indulgent. The point is,
I do 100% want to do a Q&A with the robots at some point, so if we get enough good ones, we will 100% make a video of like the robots answering a Q&A. That'd be fun.
the place to email us at for those questions is marklarmusic@gmail.com. That's MARKLARS. MARKLAR music @gmail.com, because Marklar Music was already taken at gmail.com. So it's
Was
Marklar's
it?
Marklar
Was it
Music.
really?
Of course it was. Or else,
Jesus
why the fuck would I have
Christ.
Marklar's Marklar Music?
I don't know, that's awful.
It's my Marklar Music.
awful.
It's our Marklar Music @gmail.com. Marklar's Marklar Music @gmail.com. This is the unboxing podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much for listening. If you didn't listen, then you won't hear this, so it's fine.